Sometimes I get to feeling I was back in the old days, long ago. When we were
What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and today I'm checking out Queen. These are the days of our lives. It's kind of interesting. That sounds like a soap opera, but this is a Queen song that I've never heard, and I've never seen this video. And I'm actually extremely excited to be reacting to Queen on the channel. Had to take a little bit of a break only because of these copyright claims. It is a damn shame. I honestly wonder what some of these artists would think about the YouTube copyright claim system. Anywho, we're here. We're finally back. We got some Queen. I've never seen or heard this song, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Queen is at the top of the top of the top. You know, you think about these remarkable groups, Queen's in that conversation, you know. In my opinion, you know, you think of the Beatles, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, the Eagles, Queen. I mean, there's a big list of these incredible groups that just kind of ran amok. A lot of times I didn't realize how deep the catalog. I had no clue how deep the catalog of Queen, the Eagles, you know, all of these MFers. Here we are. We're going to check this out for the first time. If you guys are here for that, like, share, comment, subscribe. Welcome back to the channel.
They tease him a lot, black peas on the spot. Welcome back, 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 welcome back. 40.
All right, let me get this logo down and pull the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel. If you want to check out my other channel, I have a channel, Pegasus vs. the World, where I do travel vlogs and some movie reactions. But over here's where I do the music and the music reactions. If you want access to these reactions early, there's a link in the description to the membership. That gives you early access. I update it every single day, and there's a big catalog of reactions in there that haven't been released yet, so you could have some fun. Regardless, thank you for your support. Huge shout out to all of the members on the channel. Let's get this darn show on the road. We're watching this from Queen's official YouTube channel, so make sure you go check that out over there. And I just say that because, you know, people come to my reactions for the actual reaction, the commentary, the breakdown. I'm literally going to be pushing pause during this reaction, which interrupts the music, meaning what I'm doing is not a substitute for the original. People don't get on YouTube to go listen to Queen by watching a reaction video. That doesn't even exist. It doesn't make sense. Hence why there's so much drama dealing with the labels and copyright, blah, blah. So I just want to put that out there because I want you guys to go to the original and listen to it in its entirety. That's the way it was intended to be. So we're watching this from Queen's official YouTube. You can go there. You can stream them, all that good stuff. Please, in good faith, go rock with Queen and let's get it popping. These are the days of our lives and bringing it back. Let's pop.
Sometimes I get to feeling I was back in the old days, long ago. When we were kids, when we were young, things seemed so perfect, you know. The days were endless, we were crazy, we were young. The sun was always shining, we just lived for fun. Sometimes it seems like lately, I just don't know. Rest of my life's been just a show. Those were the days of our lives. The bad things in life were so few. Those days are all gone now, but one thing is true. When I look and I find I still love you, you can't turn back the clock.
This is interesting. This is speaking to me on a few different levels. One, it's very reflective, and we're looking back into life. Just, I had this moment where I just did a reaction to John Lennon Imagine for the first time. And this sonically sounds totally different, but the subject matter of going back to a better time, which is typically in our youth where we're a little more innocent and have no responsibilities, and it's just a happier time because you're a little more free. As we get older, the concept of a brick in the wall and some of these Pink Floyd concepts of, the adult structure take from our innocence and our wonder, let's say, But looking back and just looking back on life. Now, musically, the production, it reminds us, it comes in with, I feel like almost some like ancestral drums type of thing, but musically it reminds me, and this isn't a comparison, I'm not saying they sound alike, but the energy of it reminds me of Africa by Toto. When it initially came in, that's just what struck me. It made me feel like that type of energy, but then we start going into this reflective thing. Now, the reason I'm not, I'm a character on this screen. And sometimes I'm a little over-exaggerated. Sometimes I'm not. It just depends on my mood. I kind of just bring you guys my personality. The thing that made me tone back here is the physical appearance of Freddie Mercury. Now, I go into my reactions with no research because I believe that makes it more authentic and real, because sometimes when you start looking things up, spoiler alert, right? And you're like, oh, I wish I could have found that out in the journey. So I just go into these. I don't know when this came out, but my instinct and my eyes tell me that Freddie Mercury is sick. Like, he looks extremely frail. I actually don't think I've ever seen a music video where he looked like this. So when you hear me being a little more calm and just kind of like listening to the track instead of being like, yo, this is because this is a vibe. Like, it's like, yo, it's kind of like this kind of dancey kind of thing. You can kind of move like this and be like, yeah, I remember back then. Those were the good old days. That's what the song says to me. But that's not what Freddie Mercury's appearance in this video says to me. So the fact that I'm watching a music video, this is affecting me differently than if I just turn this on and listen to the song. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, I just wish I would have just listened to the track. But this one, I'm actually like glad I'm watching the video. I don't know. That's just my instinct. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I've never seen Freddie Mercury like this. And due to the journey I've been on here, I do know how Freddie Mercury passed. I knew the sickness he was dealing with in the end. And I'm gravitating, like seeing the brothers be a little bit older in this video and seeing his frailness was this closer to the end. I don't know. But my instincts would say that from his physical appearance. He looks sick. And that's, there's a bittersweetness that if he was sick during this time and frail, that he could still be doing something that he was very passionate about and loved during that time. That's special. Anyways, let's continue.
Those days are all gone now, but one thing is true.
You know what? The music changed right there, and it said, those days are all gone now. And the music changed. It's almost sad, but then he goes into this, but one thing is true. And I believe he says something like, I love you. And that's that hope again. I want to hear how the music runs with this I love you part. I didn't notice that when I the first listen.
When I look and I find I still love you.
You hear how the music goes dun 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 dun. Like, in my opinion, the more I watch these incredible artists and some of the legends, they do things deliberately. And Neil Giraldo was the first person to say, hey, deliberately, we put this in Pat Benatar's song to make you go, da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. And I was like, when it was explained to me like that, I'm starting to hear, but that's what happens. So when the times are all gone, those times are all gone, I still love you. It goes up. And that was being done here. And I'd only pick that up from being able to, talk with Neil Giraldo. And again, I don't always catch certain things. It depends. Anyways, reactions are different. Anyways, but I just wanted to highlight that. That's really cool.
You can't turn back the clock. You can't turn back the time. Ain't that a shame? Oh, I'd like to go back one time on a roller coaster ride when life's just a game. No use in sitting and thinking of what you did when you can lay back and enjoy it through your kids. Sometimes it seems like lately I just don't know. Better sit back and go with the flow. 'Cause these are the days of our lives that float in the swiftness of time. These days are all gone now, but some things remain. When I look and I find no change. Those were the
His guitar work is beautiful. It's saying its own. I don't know. I mean, that's obvious singing. You know, the instrument is singing, but that's I don't know. There's something about that spoke volumes. There's a moment in here where he says flow, and he lifts his arms up like this. Freddie Mercury does, and he talks about the flow, and it feels like he's surrendering to the process. I don't know. I don't know what this video meant or for the time or the song, but there does feel like, you know, we've talked about this. Art imitates life. Life imitates art unless it's manufactured. And in this case, there's something parallels his real life, and it just some of his mannerisms. Some of his mannerisms are demonstrating or telling me that he's surrendering to the idea of what comes next in his life. That's what I'm feeling like in this video. It's actually kind of heavy. For how beautiful the song is and how it's kind of uplifting too, there's just this bittersweetness to it, knowing how Freddie Mercury went out and seeing him in a physical, frail state, and then some of his mannerisms to me are kind of like, you know, giving me this, I don't know, I'm surrendering to the process of what may come. I don't know.
Those were the days of our lives. Yeah. Bad things in life were so few. Those days are all gone now, but one thing's still true. When I look and I find I still love you. I still love you.
I don't know how you guys feel as a fan of Queen and Freddie Mercury, but that felt a little ghostly at the end. I don't know what was the last song they recorded or how that works, but him saying I love you still, like, and whispering it just seems really strange to me. Strange in the way like it felt like a goodbye. And I just didn't expect that in a song called These Are the Days of Our Lives. I felt like this was like, okay, you know the best example I can give you guys? If you saw my reaction to Johnny Cash, Hurt. I felt like he was saying goodbye in that song. Johnny Cash was saying goodbye to the world. And, you know, I don't know. I could be totally off with this. Again, this could be like, this fool could have lived 5 years after the song dropped and been fine, da-da-da-da. He just doesn't look like, I've seen his live performances, bro, at Band-Aid or whatever, and I've seen him just popping off in his music videos. He just looks different here. And his mannerisms, I'm picking up on those. And I don't know, there's just something where it says, I still love you. Like, it's so strange. It's almost like, you know, Tupac did stuff like this in his music where there's these little whispers and they're like, that's why people think he's still alive, because there's these little things in his music that's like, I'm on an island. Like, you know, like, Suge shot me. Like, it's, and people are like, yo, did you hear that? He said Suge shot me. Like, what? What? Like, it's in the song, but it's just like super subtle. He was not subtle. He was just like, I still love you. Anyways, powerful. Yo, this is Queen. This is the way I would want to be remembered if I was Freddie Mercury, and this is the way he is remembered, as a legend, an icon. And every time you turn on their music, it shifts your mood and attitude. And what a superpower to have, to be able to shift people's mood to the light. I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, R.I.P. Freddie. That was impeccable. Queen. I'm so glad to have them back on the channel. I apologize. I can't really apologize for YouTube, the labels, and their copyright claim system, you guys. I can only do what I do. I appreciate all the recommendations. I love checking out the classics. Grown a lot, learned a lot, and I like checking out the modern world because the classics help create like this guide to understand where we're at. So super cool stuff. I'm going to be here as long as you guys are here. Thank you. Man, I don't know. I feel a little heartbroken. I think the reflectiveness of this song makes me reflect on my life, getting older, raising kids, just as he said. But it also makes me try to look at life through his lens and having to say goodbye, you know, too soon. Anyways, thank you guys.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ, boy.